me in welcoming the phenomenal cast of Hulu's hit legal drama, Reasonable Doubt. That's what I love to hear. It's returning soon, as you know, for its highly anticipated third season. So taking the stage today are the talented, and let's be honest, very easy on the eyes, Kyle Berry. Hey, y'all. Joseph Sikora. And McKinley Freeman. And leading the charge is the brilliant Imiati Coronaldi. Let's give them a warm Essence Fest welcome. All right. Aren't they great? We are so excited for this conversation today. So let's really get into it. Imiati. For fans catching up before season 3, can you help us get to speed on where Jax Stewart is since season 2? Where is she at mentally? And what should audience really expect this season?
You know, in this season, Jax is leaning into more of her soft girl era a little bit. You know, she's enjoying her peace, much deserved peace after everything that's happened this last season and the season prior. So Jax is really kind of taking it in. You know, she's easing back into work, and her relationship is in a great place, you know, so she's feeling good. And at the same time, she's a little bored. You know, the other side of that, Jax likes action.
Yes.
You know, she likes things to be moving. That's the pace that she needs. So she's getting a bit, you know, uncomfortable with there being so much peace. Mm-hmm. And we get to see what unfolds on this season.
Okay, well, we love to see it. And that leads me to, are y'all Team Lewis? Yes, okay. Let's give it up. All right. Okay, that leads me to my next question. I'm sure y'all will want to know. McKinley, can you please describe where Jax and Lewis are with their marriage this season?
First of all, thank all y'all for coming over here. Appreciate that. But yeah, I think season 3 picks up where season 2 leaves off, which is that knock on the door and that information that we get. So a lot of it is kind of picking up where we left off and figuring out how that resolves, and also kind of figuring out the evolution of Lewis and Jack's relationship in the midst of, you know, new things and old things, for sure.
Always new developments with those two. They keep us on our toes. Now we have to point it to the legendary Joseph Sikora. Can we just say hello?
Let's go.
Can we just give him a shout real quick? So, as you know, he's entering this new season, and he's playing Bill Sterling, Jack's newest co-worker in the series. Without giving away too much, how does Jack's relationship with Bill create some tension or change the dynamic?
Well, Bill, you'll learn very early on in the first episode, Bill wants to make partner, and Bill wants to make partner by any means necessary. He's got a lot to lose, and he's willing to risk a lot to make sure that that happens. So throughout the season, whether Jax knows it or not, Bill is vying for position. And I say whether Jax knows that or not, Jax knows everything that's happening in the series. But you're going to see, is Bill good? Is Bill bad? What's Bill up to? But I can only guarantee that at the end of the season, you're going to find out.
Yes. And now we also have to welcome Kyle Berry to the show. Big ups for Kyle. That's right. So your case actually becomes the centerpiece of this season. Talk to us about the character Ozzy. Who is he, and what can the fans expect?
What's up, y'all? So I'm playing Ozzy. Ozzy is at a crossroads. I think the plight of a child star is something that the zeitgeist is leaning into right now. And his storyline kind of explores is love. The unconditional love in childhood, or the lack thereof. What does that look like at the turning point of from a boy to a man? And luckily he has Jax over there to help guide him through.
Definitely. And to stay on you and Joseph, because you all are the new additions to the cast, what has your experience been stepping into an established cast and with so much passion from this fan base? I mean, look at this turnout right now. Give it up to them. And, so what has been your approach coming into the show and making these characters your own?
It's such a joy to get to go to work on a show that you've already been a fan of, and I think that starts with Raamla Mohamed. It starts with the words. These scripts are fantastic, even from my first audition. And Joseph.
Yeah, I will echo that sentiment, that Raamla Mohamed, her writing, and I was a fan of the show too because my boy Michael Ealy was in season 1, so of course I'm watching season 1, and then it was so good, and then Morris Chestnut's in season 2, and then of course I'm just like, man, what is Lewis doing with that baby? How did he do that? He stepped out of the marriage.
They didn't ask you that, bro. They stay focused.
Show me.
Stay focused.
We gotta stick to the
Stay
script.
focused.
But I was really a huge fan, and so what happened to me was kind of funny, and I tell this to Emiati all the time, is that I was such a fan that sometimes I'd be watching her in a scene, I'd be like, oh shit, I got a line. Let me say this line. But so it was intimidating because she's a fantastic, phenomenal actress who paints in such a multiplicity of layers.
Woo!
When is she gonna get her awards, everybody? It better be season 3.
Let's hear it for Emiati. And so, back to the OGs, Emiati and McKinley. Having been a part of the show since the beginning, what keeps you invested in the characters and in the story specifically? Is there a moment from previous seasons that still stick with you?
One of my favorite moments from last season is when we got to flash back to the wedding. Y'all remember the wedding last year?
Yes, beautiful.
It was so beautiful, and I remember when I first read, that episode, it just showed me even more how we used to be and how far away we were from that. And as a couple, how could they get back to that, And that's what excited me about the journey of Jax and Lewis. They go through it. They're so realistic. They're a real marriage, a real couple. They have their ups and downs, and we get to see them live that. And that's what keeps me invested. And then when you add to that just a wonderful, wonderful scene partner, it makes it so much fun and easy.
I love that. And that leads me to my next question because, as you know, the show has captivated not only our audiences here, but everywhere because of the authentic storytelling. And Onyx Collective's mission is to develop and amplify original stories from underrepresented creators. And it's amazing to see a brand champion this, like Raamla Mohamed. She has been at the forefront of change. And so could you share your experiences, each of you working with her, and speak to the authenticity of Reason Doubt?
Raamla is everything black, all things black. Like, she is just, that is where she starts. That's her truth. That's the essence of her story. It starts there, but it's a human story. Right. It's a human story that everyone can relate to. And so she surrounds herself with people who are going to speak to that. Right. That's what's most important. Right. And all of the writers, everyone comes together, and I think it creates an environment where only truth can come from that. Right. And so when you pair that with a company like Onyx, they've taken it on their backs and decided to make it their mission, and I think that's why the show has the amount of support that it has.
Definitely.
And I would just add that because Emiati said most of it actually, but I would just say that being in a situation in the world where a lot of shows like this are disappearing, to have the opportunity to continue to tell a compelling story is amazing. And when you start with Raamla and all the producers and taking a couple of steps back, the executives that support us like Tara Duncan and the folks at Onyx and Hulu and Disney, it gives us the opportunity to continue to create in a way that's authentic. I'm struggling, y'all.
Authentic.
I'm struggling. Authentic.
Being authentic
So
now.
it's been an absolute pleasure for sure.
Yes, definitely.
Raamla always reminds people to be kind to each other. So even though we're dealing sometimes with high pressure situations, long days, intense scenes, she's like, there's no excuse not to be kind to everybody. Right. And because of her example and her words, along with our lead, Emiati, and of course McKinley, that vibe permeates the set and it's contagious, and I'm so grateful that it makes you want to do your best.
Yeah, it feels like we're playing every day. It's on a Raamla Mohamed set, you feel safe and confident and everyone's 8-year-old child shines through at work, from the camera department to hair and makeup. It's such a warm and encouraging environment to tell these tough stories.
Right, definitely. And another question for you all. What drew you each to your characters, and how have you grown alongside them this season and the ones before that?
I mean, I learned a lot from Jax every season because she is a woman who, she's very clear in who she is, what she wants, how she's going to go about doing it, for better or for worse, whether you like it or not.
Yep.
And I love that about her, and I've taken some of those things, for myself. And I love how she's okay with who she is. She may make a mistake, she may fail, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. She still is going to be who she is. And I think that's such a great lesson, just for us as women. We're always fighting, trying to please other people, be at work and our families and everything like that. And she isn't one who's trying to please anyone but herself. And again, for better or for worse. But it's one of the things I love most about her.
And we love it too.
Yeah.
And we're inspired by your performance and specifically by your character there.
I would say with Lewis, I think one of the things there's in life we always say, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, and those rules you set for yourselves are usually the walls you have to climb over to find your peace. And I think in the midst of exploring Lewis as a character in a world with a female actor and a lead as phenomenal as Miyatsu, you really are forced with the reality of, do you want to be right? Like Dr. Webb said, do you want to be right or do you want to be married? You know what I mean? And that's real. It's like, do you want to be right and be alone, or do you want to find the parts that you can grow together and make it work? And I think for me as a human being, it's a really pleasant reminder of the opportunity that we have in these moments.
I'm having a fun time playing a guy who's not relaxed and cool, calm, and collected. Like Bill Sterling is uptight. He's stressed out.
Not very forthcoming.
No. No, that's very true. So yeah, it's a fun departure, and yet it's so, of course, like everything Raamla Mohamed writes, it's so grounded and so real.
Kyle?
I think every character, heroes, villains, characters we like or we don't like, are all searching for their joy in this way or in that way. And Ozzy is trying to find that. He's trying to find control and find a balance between listening to the voices outside of himself and weighing that against the voice inside his own head, or his conversations with God, or just himself.
Love that. So what do you think makes Reasonable Doubt continue to resonate with audiences season after season? And what are you most excited to see them do in season 3?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say that I think one of the things that Onyx does amazing is it gives the fans of the show what they want and us the permission to continue to create. And I think the fans of this show also hold us accountable for being true to ourselves as it relates to these perspectives, because whether it's Jax's character or my character or Morris's character or Michael's character or these new fantastic actors that we have coming in to represent new ones, they tether themselves to the idea of like, oh, this is part of me is in that character. And I think that to me is always important.
Yeah, people see themselves reflected in this show and somehow, whether it be through the friend group, the Ladera ladies, or Jax's, work dynamic or the relationship. People see themselves reflected. And I think because the show does that in such a very real way, people love that. You get to see all of the flaws. You get to see the mistakes. You get to see all the choices that they're making and them living with those choices. And the show is not afraid to go there. The show takes you on this journey, and you don't have to agree, but it's real life. People have had these experiences, and that's what I believe makes the connectivity with the audience of the show so real.
Definitely. And so now, I have to ask what everyone is thinking. Any clues or hints you can give us about when season 3 is dropping?
Well, what y'all doing on September 18th? I just want to know.
What y'all doing?
Because the show will be premiering season 3 September 18th on Hulu. So make sure y'all there to watch. And you know what else? We have a little sneak peek for you just to give you a little taste.
Not sure if you remember me. My name is Jack Stewart. I'm trying to be a good friend, a good mother. Clearly, I'm not being a good wife.
That's just a trial separation, Jax.
I didn't get married to sleep alone.
Anxiety.
I am holding you to the charge of murder in the second degree.
I hear you're planning to admit to a crime you didn't commit. You'll be saying you're a criminal.
I thought you liked criminals.
What's in that clear blue water?
We, the jury, find the defendant not guilty.
I'm technically still married.
He is an idiot to let you go. You don't love me, do you?
My best friend called me to tell me that she killed her husband.
How are you gonna protect me? Janelle's gonna need all the help she can get.
We make a great team.
I want to win just as much as you do.
We don't follow the right plan, we lose. Well, I suggest you take some of that bass out your voice, homie.
Next item, Bill Sterling. Don't see any reason why we shouldn't promote him to partner.
I'm sorry, he's just not there yet. Listen to me. As a black actor whose white girlfriend is missing, a black female lawyer is who you need.
You said as long as I brought it up to Jax, that I would make partner.
It's like they're watching me.
I won't let you down. You know why I wanted to work with you, Jax?
Because I'm the best.
Oh my gosh. I am so excited. Are you all excited? Yes. All right. Unfortunately, we have to close this out, but thank you so much to our panelists and everyone here for joining us today in celebration of Onyx Collective's Reasonable Doubt. We are excited to tune in for the third season on September 18th on Hulu. And you all should be tuning in as well. And to note, the new season will launch with 2 episodes back to back, followed by weekly releases. Are we ready for that?
Y'all ready?
Y'all better tune in.
Thank y'all so much for supporting the show. Thank you.
Thank you so much.